Apologies, because this video is probably going to go up late. Considering the new Smash Brothers is out, I'm probably playing that as we speak. This video is going to be hella fucking late. I just said hella. Alright, time to delete the channel. I wasn't too upset with 2018, I guess, just because Bruno Mars' 24 Karat Magic was a big record. There was a lot of replay value with that album. Though I did feel there were other albums in that same category for Album of the Year that were way more adventurous, that, you know, tapped into uncharted territory a little bit more, just kind of tested the water a little bit more creative and unique than Bruno Mars' album. I didn't think that Bruno Mars was a bad pick. It was still a really good album, and for the rap category, I thought Kendrick dominated a little bit too much of it, but for the most part, I wasn't too upset. I mean, obviously the Grammys don't know too much about music beyond mainstream, I would say, so I'm not really surprised, but yeah, I wouldn't be upset. You know, that's the most important thing to remember. We're just gawking at these decisions and gawking at these nominations. We're not getting upset, we're not getting angry. I'm gonna try to rationalize how I feel about these new picks here. So 2019 Grammy nominations, let's look at them. All right, so record of the year, we have nominated I Like It from Cardi B, The Joke from Brandy Carlisle, This Is America from Childish Gambino, God's Plan from Drake, Shallow with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, All the Stars, Kendrick and SZA, Rockstar, Post Malone and 21, and The Middle with Zed. Let me just write off The Middle right now. That was one of the ugliest songs I think I've ever heard in my life. Rockstar, I feel, shouldn't even be eligible. I know they're not allowing Beer Bongs and Bentleys to be a rap album this year. Yeah, I don't really know about Rockstar like that. I mean, I thought it was really big in 2017. I don't remember how big it was in 2018, considering Beer Bongs and Bentleys was already out. We had songs like Better Now off of his new record. Wait, but no, Rockstar was on there too, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It might, yeah, whatever. All the Stars, I didn't really think it was written that well as far as Kendrick's perspective goes. I did like SZA's vocals. I like the hook on that track a lot. So I wouldn't be too shocked. It was usable in a lot of places. With Shallow, I feel like Lady Gaga tapped into some good singing. Not a lot of yelling, pretty controlled singing. Nice subtle guitar in the background, kind of flowing through the track. I like the water and the deep waters, shallow waters metaphor, just to kind of get away from all the other shit. I didn't really hear the song that much, but I mean, I guess if we're talking just like from a musical enjoyable standpoint, it's not a bad track. God's Plan with Drake had a big moment, I'll say that. I don't really know if the moment that Drake was trying to create for God's Plan was intentional. I definitely think he had good intentions, but I don't think he was trying to create this big musical moment for himself, considering the track was released months and months before the actual video for it came out. So I don't know. I don't think that's probably gonna win. I didn't really like The Joke like that. It wasn't really my cup of tea. I did hear Brandy's album, but I didn't really feel it like that. She's a good singer. I don't really feel like that. The next one we got is I Like It. I heard it played a lot, and I definitely think it has a groove, a vibe, a bump to it. And Cardi definitely has extreme marketability, so her winning a Grammy at this point wouldn't be like a shocker. If we're going just based off this list, oh, and This Is America from Childish Gambino. I think this is a track that, accompanied with the music video, has a lot more impact than without it. Just looking at the song alone, I definitely love the song, but I don't feel like many people are bumping it. I don't think it'll probably be record of the year. Maybe if they had a category for music video of the year, it might earn that, but as it stands, I think out of everything here, I think that the one that has the best chance of winning probably be Cardi B. My personal pick, if I gotta choose here, I wouldn't be mad at All the Stars. I wouldn't be mad at that. So I'm gonna pick All the Stars, but I'm assuming Cardi B is gonna win it with I Like It. Next, we have Album of the Year. By the Way, I Forgive You from Brandy Carlisle, Invasion of Privacy from Cardi B, Drake, Scorpion, Why the Fuck Is That There, Her, Beer Bongs and Bentleys from Post Malone, Dirty Computer from Janelle Monáe, Casey Musgraves' Golden Hour, Black Panther the Album. Why is a Black Panther compilation record even eligible for Album of the Year? That makes no sense at all. I'm gonna write off Cardi B for Invasion of Privacy. I'm gonna write off By the Way I Forgive You from Brandy Carlisle. Scorpion from Drake, I'm writing that off. Her, I'm also gonna write that off. Beer Bongs and Bentleys, it was an enjoyable record, but I don't think it's Album of the Year worthy, although it did have a lot of hits on there, and Post Malone's probably replay value is extreme at this point. As a body of work, I don't really know how it stands against other albums like, you know, Dirty Computer from Janelle Monáe. And although I did like Janelle Monáe's Dirty Computer, I you know, I enjoyed it more from an idealistic point of view more than from a musical point of view, if that makes sense. The concept, the overall theme of the album, I enjoyed more, and it tied it together. So if I'm looking at just the structure of a project, might go with Dirty Computer. Casey Musgraves was a really good album too, though. I thought that was a good album. I don't know if it's Grammy worthy or album of the year worthy. I probably enjoy Casey Musgraves' album the most, but just like the rational part of my brain, I might go with Dirty Computer from Janelle Monáe. Personal pick, Casey, but I expect Dirty Computer to win. Song of the year means basically the song writing. We got All the Stars, Booed Up, God's Plan, In My Blood, The Joke, The Middle, Shallow, This Is America. Again, This Is America is a much more impactful song when you accompany the music video. Shallow with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. I really like the metaphor for the shallow waters, and, you know, being away from everything else. The Middle, again, one of the worst songs I've heard all year. The Joke, not bad. I need to probably look into the writing for that song a little bit more to fully understand what it's about. In My Blood from Shawn Mendes wasn't a bad track. I kind of like how he was describing it's not in his blood to give up. It's not in his blood to let go. Booed Up, God's Plan, All the Stars are all pretty poorly written. Well, not poorly written. And I like Ella Mai's song probably the most out of those three that I just stated. Like the Booed Up, like the heartbeat and everything like that, but it's also Booed Up. I like that because I know how deep This Is America is, but just listening to the song, I don't know if a lot of people will get that. Personal pick would be Booed Up. The one I expect to win is probably Shallow. Best R&B performance, we got Toni Braxton, the Carter. Jesus Christ. This is why, you know what, I'm gonna leave it go. But this is why R&B doesn't get its fair shot in a lot of instances, because rap has utilized, and R&B has done it to itself too by utilizing rap in a lot of instances of its lifespan. But in the more recent years, rap has taken so much from R&B and I feel people have miscategorized rap albums as R&B albums because they contain R&B elements. And so R&B albums that should win those spots don't get them because rappers are now using elements of R&B, and rap is the most popular genre. So if you have a most popular genre utilizing elements of smaller genres out there, how are those smaller genres going to get to that higher, plateau if they keep having their elements taken from bigger genres and utilized, and then having those same genres be miscategorized? So I don't know. I just don't think this summer, I mean, I know it's R&B influence, but it's a mainly rap album. Best performance, I'm easily going with Best Part from H.E.R. and Daniel Caesar. The rest of this, I've heard it, but Best Part is my personal pick. I'm definitely going with that one. The vocals were just so soft and soothing and so comforting through the whole song. Best R&B song, Come Through and Chill with J. Cole and Miguel. Liked it, didn't like it more than Booed Up. Feels Like Summer's, no. Focus, no. Long As I Live, no. Toni Braxton, you had your time, let it go. I'm going with Booed Up for best song of the year, best R&B song. Best urban contemporary album, Everything Is Love, The Carters, The Kids Are Alright, Chris, Dave and the Drumheads, War and Leisure, Ventriloquism. I'm going to go with War and Leisure. I really like that album. So War and Leisure is my pick for best urban contemporary album. I loved it. I just thought Miguel was one of the few R&B artists that were trying to take the sound of it in a less abstract direction and trying to go into a new lane with it at some point. I don't know what he would call it, but I felt like he was trying to take it forward, the genre, more than just this spaciness, this dead atmosphere where you just soothe your voice over it. I felt like he probably was one of the few artists that was taking it in a more forward direction. And then we got best R&B album. I'm gonna go with H.E.R. Leon Bridges, I like him. I feel like he's keeping the spirit of Sam Cooke alive, but I didn't really think that his album had that much bump to it. I feel like he's still stuck, and I don't want to say stuck as if it's a bad thing, but his vibe and his aesthetic, I think I would rather get from artists that he's emulating more than I would from him. But I don't think he's making bad music at all. That's how I feel about it. Toni Braxton, I'm not with it. Layla Hathaway, definitely you can tell she's from Chicago, daughter of Donny Hathaway, and I definitely like her sound, but I don't really think that she utilizes her voice in this creative way, especially considering how bumpy and how playful the Spirit of Chicago production can be. Now we got the best rap performance, which is Be Careful featuring Cardi B, Nice for What, King's Dead, Bubble, and Sicko Mode. Yikes. I'm writing off Cardi B with Be Careful. I'm writing off Nice for What featuring Drake. There's no way Kendrick, J-Rock, Future, and James Blake are all getting best rap performance. So then I'm just left with Bubbling and Sicko Mode. And considering how well Anderson .Paak rapped on Bubbling and Busta Rhymes, I'm probably going to go with Bubbling. Even though Sicko Mode was a really big song, if we're just going based off rap performance, I'm going with Bubbling. But I do probably expect Sicko Mode to win. So in my head, I'm more practical pick is Sicko Mode, but I'm hoping that Bubbling wins. Best rap / sung performance, we got Like I Do, Pretty Little Liars, This Is America, All the Stars, and Rockstar. I'm gonna probably keep it pegged between Pretty Little Fears and All the Stars. And if I gotta pick between the two, I'm gonna go with All the Stars. Best rap song, we got God's Plan, King's Dead, Lucky You, Sicko Mode, and Win. Win was a horribly written song to me. Sicko Mode, I think, is a big song, a big rap song. But if we're going for like best rap song, I'm hoping Lucky You with Eminem and Joyner Lucas wins. I don't think King's Dead was one of the best rap songs. I mean, I do think it's a great rap song. I just don't think it's one of the best rap songs. Sicko Mode might win that. God's Plan might win it actually, but I don't think rapping wise God's Plan is gonna get Sicko Mode and Lucky You. Between those two, I think one of those. I'm gonna say Lucky You. I'm gonna say Lucky You. I expect Sicko Mode to win, but I'm gonna say Lucky You. And last but not least, we got the best rap album: Invasion of Privacy, Swimming, Victory Lap, Daytona, and Astroworld. Invasion of Privacy from Cardi B was a good record. I don't really think it's best rap album of the year. Victory Lap from Nipsey Hussle, I think, is a good album. But I'm not really getting barred up from Nipsey, and I kind of lose interest in most of his music. The longer doses of Nipsey Hussle, I almost said nipple hustle. All right, cool. The longer doses of Nipsey I have, the less interested in his music overall I end up being, because I'm not just sitting there getting barred up like I would from like a Benny the Butcher album, and I can just listen to him go on and on about his come up and everything like that, or like a Meek Mill, whose albums weren't that different as far as when they're talking about having these moments of triumph. I just felt way more interested in Meek Mill's Championship than I did in Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap, but it wasn't a bad record. But best rap album, I don't think so. Daytona from Pusha T was a good rap album, and as far as rap is concerned, for majority of this list, I'd probably go with Pusha T. Astroworld, great album, lots of elements that don't just make it a rap album. I could see it winning, but over Daytona, I actually expect Astroworld to win, or Swimming from Mac Miller, although I've heard a lot of people upset that KOD wasn't nominated from J. Cole, but Mac Miller Swimming was, when they talk about similar concepts. Here's why KOD wasn't mentioned or wasn't nominated. Because KOD, while I do like that album slightly more than I like Swimming, I got to admit that Swimming taps into the overall aesthetic and the overall feeling of depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and overall just trauma than KOD does. I feel KOD tackles it from a much more practical approach, more of an outside looking in kind of perspective, as opposed to Mac Miller, who's literally swimming in these negative emotions, in these thoughts, until the point where he finally gets to a place of solace or a healthy medium where he's able to look at himself and say, I really come out of this. I really did something with myself. If we're looking at what album portrayed the feeling better, I would probably say Swimming did. But if we're looking at just the more practical process, the more practical album, the album that, you know, had a little bit more of a logical influence behind it, but still wanted to do it in a loving way, I would say KOD. But I see why, as far as like them trying to see which tackles the overall feeling better. I would definitely say Swimming does. So they each have their place, but they definitely didn't tackle the theme of it in the same way. So I'm not mad that because Swimming made it, I'm not mad that KOD didn't. Again, like I said, KOD, great album, cool album, but I don't really think it's I don't think it's a necessity, you know. And neither is Mac Miller swimming. I mean, if it does win, I think, you know, some of it may be influenced by pity. Some of it may be influenced by, you know, the heartbreak over the tragedy of Mac Miller. But I think as far as best rap album goes, I would probably give it to Daytona from Pusha T. Though I do expect Astroworld to take it, I'm going with Daytona. And that's just how I'm feeling, man. The 2019 Grammy picks. Those are my thoughts. Let me know who you guys expect to win in the comment section down below. And we'll see come January. Yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Don't be too upset. A songs playlist will be coming probably tomorrow or Thursday. I'm assuming Offset drops his album this week as well. And next week we got a lot of albums to talk about. And also my albums of the year and everything is coming out the last week in December. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot to talk about. And I'll see y'all next time. And I'm out. Peace.